the Muslim majority is getting increasingly strong. And speak to ordinary Brits who will tell you, I just feel like second-class citizen. I don't belong here.
English media personality, political commentator, and one-time businesswoman Katie Hopkins is not a stranger to controversy. Apart from being a magnet for controversies, as she seems to manage to corner them at every opportunity, the rise and spread of Islam in the UK has been one of her most triggering factors. She has, at every opportunity, has continuously lashed on to every shred of news, trend, or incidents to verbally attack Islam and Muslims in the UK, hiding her disdain for Islam and immigrants with her vague love for white preservation to prevent the erosion of white majority and culture in the country. What she failed to realize or has chosen to ignore is the fact that white UK citizens are part of the Muslim population too. Islam has been growing gradually in the UK for decades. However, there has been a significant growth over the last decade. A 2022 census shows that Islam has grown by about 44% over the last 10 years. The capital, London, has enjoyed the most growth to about 1.4 million of the country's Muslim population, rising from 4.9% to 6.5%, or about 3.9 million of the total population of England and Wales. After London, significant Muslim population are found in Birmingham, Luton, Bradford, Leicester, and other parts of the hinterlands. While the 3.9 million Islamic population may be made of majorly immigrants or descendant of immigrants, a sizable portion are white people who have converted to the fastest growing religion in the country. The growth of Islam is also evident in another area, that is the trend of most common names in the UK. Data released showed that Muhammad is the most common name in the UK for newborn sons.
Number 10, Arthur. 9, Oscar. Ethan, George, Oliver, Leo, Theo, Jack, Noah, and the most popular name in the UK in the last 12 months is Mohammed. Mohammed.
The increasing surge of Muslims in London, particularly, is more noticeable. As previously stated, more than half of newly admitted students into the school system are Muslims. An Islamic prayer center has been established in the Trocadero, one of the historic centers in London, and the current mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, is a Muslim, among many other things. Katie Hopkins, by all means, has a negative attitude towards us and has consistently managed to show this through her words, actions, and posts on social media. She also manages to connect individual incidents to Islam or immigrants to justify her continuous outbursts against Muslims. Her controversial posts on X, formerly Twitter, led her to being permanently suspended on the platform in 2020. In one of her many media appearances, she accosted a group of young Muslims creating awareness about Islam in Toronto, accusing them for being hostile to her questions, despite her reputation for being anti-Islam. Although she claimed she didn't set out to harass the young Muslims, she, however, got the opportunity when she saw them. This and many more incidents, she has continuously lashed on to berate Islam, even going as far as ascribing totally unrelating events to the Islamic population in UK and other parts of Europe. The activities of the likes of Hopkins and others who share the same disposition towards Islam has not affected the positive trajectory the religion currently enjoys. If anything, it only makes them more reactionary. This is worsened by the declining Christian population in the country. The UK originally prides herself in being a Christian nation, but has experienced declines in her Christian numbers consistently for several decades now. Over the last decade, 2011 to 2021, the UK experienced 13% decline in her Christian population from 59% in 2011 to 46% in 2021, effectively removing Christians from the majority for the first time in the history of the formation of the country as it is known today. The decline is noticed in several areas, but one of the most glaring areas is the decrease in the number of church-goers in many of the numerous big churches in the country. This has led to the closing of some of the churches due to low or non-existent attendance. To rub the insult on the injury, a few of the closed churches have been acquired and converted to mosques. To Katie Hopkins and others who shares her views, even though they may be afraid to associate with her publicly, the previous point may appear to be a justifiable reason to hate on Islam, but it is not. Islam may have been brought by immigrants into the country. However, there has been a huge surge of white British citizens reverting to Islam, and they make up the majority of the Muslim population in the suburbs and the villages.